Alabama Republican Senator Katie Britt was at a press conference today, and she tried to make a claim that would benefit the SAVE Act. They're still pushing for the SAVE Act. And she said, you can't rent a home, you can't go to work, you can't shovel snow in New York City without an ID, and you can't get into Senator John Ossoff's campaign event, so I'm pretty sure we look to achieve the American dream. Whether that's getting insurance, whether that's getting a car, or whether that's signing your kids up to school, you need an ID. Except once again, they are misconstruing what's going on. One of the things about shoveling snow in New York City we have heard as a rallying cry to pass the SAVE Act has been that you need ID to shovel snow because Zohran Mamdani, the mayor of New York City, told people who wanted to come shovel snow for $30 an hour to show up at certain locations and bring their ID. There are two forms of ID so they could get started, but that's for a job. Every job I have ever had, I have had to show ID, two forms, usually Social Security card and a regular state-issued ID of some kind, to prove who I am for tax purposes. But that is not what we are talking about when it comes to voting. And Republicans want us to say, well, if you need ID for a job, why don't you need it to vote? Well, because most places already require you to have some form of identification in order to vote, whether that is at your registration to get added to the voter rolls or when you actually vote. And adding steps like what they want to do with the SAVE Act would be A, poll tax, and B, it would disenfranchise millions. And it also would fall under the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment. There are so many reasons as to why the SAVE Act actually doesn't fix anything. But they're trying to create false equivalencies by saying, well, you need an ID to go shovel snow. Well, you do if you're getting paid by the city because that's a job. Voting isn't a job. The only requirements basically are that you are not a convicted felon depending on the state, and you're an American citizen. Non-citizens typically don't vote, and the ones who have tried, for the most part, have already been caught and prosecuted under existing laws. This is a solution looking for a problem that doesn't exist, and they're trying to conflate the real-world issues of getting an ID or using an ID to get a job with voting, and these two things are not even close to the same thing, but it's what Republicans do all the time.